Again.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering all
position
these
to
questions.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're
doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the
bad
very
position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a
Brown,
good position.
I
You don't
was-
have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards.
cards.
But right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
What you're
You're
speaking
gambling
about?
with
What you're
World
speaking
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
I'm
That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
And this, no doubt, is the point that Trump was massively triggered and went off. And Zelensky basically throwing something out there like, you're going to feel this. You're going to feel it. He repeatedly said it, that it's going to come across your ocean, basically, and you're going to feel it. And this really set Trump off, as you could see. Was he telegraphing an event, an attack, something that is to come? Well, he said it, and Trump didn't like it. And for what it's worth, this is the comment that set everything into motion in this meeting in terms of being heated, because everything was kind of okay up to the point that J.D. Vance started to ask these questions. He brought this kind of energy, and Zelensky responded with this, that you're going to feel it across your ocean in time. And he was adamant about it, saying it multiple times. And Trump just didn't like it. So is there something that he knows, something that's planned, blowback from this whole thing? Well, I don't know. Either way, this is the moment that sparked the frenzy, and I think it was overlooked because people were just focused on the fact that Trump went off. But the comment itself, Zelensky saying that we're going to feel some type of way, we're going to feel the wrath, basically, of something coming across this ocean. Anyhow, I'll leave a link to the full thing so you guys can check it out and join me for the live stream. Going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Breaking stuff like this down into greater detail. Hope to see you guys there.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in the gospel broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will be edifying, as we saw the video with Volodymyr Zelensky, which is the president of Ukraine, and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, which are the presidents and the vice presidents of the United States of America. And they was basically ripping into this guy Zelensky because they claim he was ungrateful for all the unfaltering aid that America has provided Ukraine since the war started in 2022. Okay, which America has sent roughly $350 billion of taxpayers' money and funding over to help these people with their failing attempts to overthrow Russia, which technically the Ukraine and Russia, they're really the same people. It was just a matter of a coup or proxy among them, because you got to understand that when the West gets involved in these little home skirmishes, they oftentimes tend to divide people from their native lands. Same thing with China and Taiwan. You know, the Chinese and Taiwan are the same people, but of course, you know, one backdoor deals with Babylon, and then the other one comes in and they try to sustain some type of mutual stance between their kinship. But America comes in and they backdoor everybody, and hence you have all these freaking proxy wars starting around the world. Because see, America, they buy proxies, because a lot of the shit that they do, you know, as far as geopolitics, a lot of it won't get a approval rate from Congress. You know, they won't be able to get the approval stamping of of invading people's lands without a real reason. So what they do is create scenarios, and then they come up with their reasonings, and then, you know, they would be justified on setting up proxies to do their bidding. And they farm both sides of the war, you know, all the time, dictating the outcome. But anyway, outside of that, they had an argument. Well, they was kind of going back and forth. And of course, Trump, like the scriptures say, his look is more stout than his fellows. Trump was like, you need to be grateful. You need to be grateful, you know, and basically trying to bully this guy into accepting America's partnership when, in fact, the world is coming against America, man. You know, I was reading a matter of fact, I think it was let me do this real quick. There's a video that the brother had uploaded. I think it was like a small clip. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Let me see something real quick. Give me a second, brothers, because the videos are, you know, you get lost in the timeline quick. Because I mean, these videos pop up quick. Damn, where the fuck is it at? Yep, here you go. Yep. When it says here, they're saying NATO treaty could be over, but let's see. Which, you know, this is in tandem with prophecy, because the scriptures say that the beast shall hate the whore. Okay, and when America breaks off from NATO, which is, you know, National Treaty Atlantic Organization, and then you got what they call the EU, the European Union, you know, which these things were set up to kind of combat the falling, or the USSR at that time, the Eastern Bloc, and they set up the alliances to form a fighting force and a political force to stave off in case Russia decides to become powerful again. But now we're seeing the 10 toes break up, which is according to Bible prophecy. So when this whole ordeal finally surfaces, eventually America is going to be left to itself, and they're going to shoot missiles on this place, man. All right. And that argument between Trump and Zelensky, you know, that's just another step in how Esau's arrogance and pride will get him in an unfavorable situation, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to come to the aid of Babylon the Great once this shit really hits the fan. You see? So it says, in case you've missed it, the explosive 50-minute Oval Office shutdown between President Donald Trump and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky aired live today, revealing the Ukrainian leader's stunning arrogance and ingratitude in the face of America's unwavering support. And America was supporting these people. Now, is it because they care for the Ukrainian people? Fuck no. Okay, it's a business move. It's business at the end of the day. Okay, and it's about resources, and it's about strategic war planning, geopolitics. Okay, we can get somebody to kind of infiltrate and harbor Russia's border and can kind of give us an insight on espionage as to what's going through and how they're harboring resources and what missiles are moving towards the border. Then, you know, basically it's like putting an extra set of eyes on another world power that they can get the advantage on, man. And that's how they operate. That's called, it's basically war, you know, because you ain't gonna, I mean, I'm pretty sure you got American spies in Russia, but you can't get caught. If they catch a CIA operative in Russia spying and doing whatever they do, and they catch him, it's a done deal, you know. And this is why this guy Trump is basically trying to kiss Putin's ass, you know, and try to say, well, you know, Putin respect me. Well, that's what you think. Because from what it's looking like, the whole Edomite empire is divided. Even here in America, everybody is divided because they're not agreeing with the policies that this guy is conjuring up, man. But it says, in the meeting initially slated to finalize a landmark deal granting the U.S. access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals, see, he wants to take shit. And if they don't accept the deal, America will find a way, or Babylon or the West will find a way on how to take it from them. And it says U.S. access to Ukraine's rare minerals developing into a shouting match. It says President Trump, alongside Vice President J.D. Vance, didn't hold back lambasting Zelensky for his disrespectful attitude towards the nations that's funneled billions in aid to prop up its faltering war effort. It says, according to the investigative reporter, Jordan Satchel, it is very clear that Zelensky, not Trump or Vance, became the antagonist. Both POTUS and the VP, which the POTUS stands for the President of the United States, and the Vice President, were very respectful and cordial until Zelensky very publicly ignited a firestorm, which they both are fucking arrogant, man. All right. And it goes into, it says Zelensky essentially rejects how Vice President described a mandate of the President of the United States to conduct foreign affairs, and he insinuates that Trump term one did nothing to stop Putin. Then he basically tells Vance that his ideas are faulty and that the administration's diplomacy won't work. And he's right. It never works, okay? Diplomacy in the United States, you're right. All right, these men will literally rip off their own goddamn kinsmen if they can. Look at what they're doing to Canada. Look at what they're trying to do to Britain. Trump basically said, look, Canada needs to be the 51st state of America. How the hell you just rename a body of water that was called the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America? Like, who the fuck gives you that authority to do some shit like that? Like the scriptures say, remove not the ancient landmarks. That's just, hey, and also the scriptures goes into they calling lands after their own names. So if you can't prove that, so if you can't see that this man is the Edomite that the Bible talks about, then you are completely delusional. But it says these two comments are deliberately antagonistic, but everything was all well and good. But Zelensky took two major shots in a public reform, and they had to respond, and respond they did. All right. So this is pretty much going into the argument, which is not important. I'm sure everybody done saw the video. I saw the last couple of, minutes of it when they were going back and forth. But both sides are done. Okay, no matter how you freaking cut it. All right. Revelation 17. Matter of fact, let's go to the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter, and I'm gonna start at verses let's start at verses 19. It says, then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which is diverse from all others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth was of iron. And this fourth beast is talking about the Roman Empire. All right, in its inception and in its latter half, the revival, which we're in the revival in the last seconds of this man's kingdom. But it says, which was diverse from the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth, which is their military, were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with his feet. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, which goes into the EU, it says, and the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, which that horn is talking about America, with a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. All right. Now, when you go into the New Living Testament, that word stout goes into arrogantly, okay, because it says this horn have seen greater than others, and it had human eyes and a mouth that was boasting arrogantly. Okay, and you heard what he said. Trump said, you need to thank us. That's what he said. He said you need to be grateful that we've given you billions of dollars, because believe it or not, they've spent $350 fucking billion, probably more than that, in Ukraine, and you got homeless motherfuckers out here on a fucking sidewalk pissing and shitting. You know what I'm saying? Throwing up. Rents $1,800, $6,000 for a freaking mortgage. Carton of eggs, $15, man. Yet these people getting all types of aid, and then you got Israel that gets literally billions of dollars just for existing. But a motherfucker can't even afford rent. The American people should be pissed the fuck off, man. Y'all should have been overthrew this shit. But, you people are a bunch of docile, blind. I'm just saying it straightforward. The American people, you're a bunch of fucking idiots, man. Okay, you're a bunch of goddamn idiots. A bunch of stupid, useless, docile sheep. And honestly speaking, y'all ass need to be fucking nuked. Okay, that's the least of the concern. Y'all need to be burnt up, man, because you stupid as all hell. As long as you got a goddamn Cracker Jack or whatever the fuck in a beer and goddamn Sunday night football, you fat retard. You don't give a damn about but you don't care. As long as you got a fucking house, a car, a stupid ass job you can slave at, a goddamn tax return, a pint of fucking beer, some hot dogs, and a goddamn basketball game, you clowns are okay with totally being oppressed, man, and backdoored by a bunch of Satans. Then you want to call yourselves the land of the free, the home of the brave. Man, fuck this goddamn place, man. The Lord can't destroy this shit. He can't destroy it quick enough. Anyway, Revelation 17, and I'm going to start at verses, this started verses, Yep, let's start at verses 14. It says, these should make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. The Lamb is Yahushai. It says, for he is Lord of Lords. All right. Lord of Lords. Salak. Yep, it says, he and the Lord shall overcome them, shall overcome them, for he is Lord of Lords, King of Kings, and they that are with him are called chosen and faithful. Right? The angels. It says, and he said it to them, me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horde sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. You know, the nations, the great melting pot. All right, you have every ethnicity here in Babylon for the most part, right? And it says here, in the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire, man. And this is the result of it. Okay, he's mad, even though Ukraine is not part of the 10 horns, he's not part of it. For one thing, NATO didn't want to deal because they was like, that's World War III. If they was decide to partner with the West, then that was automatic World War III. And Biden even said that, you know what I'm saying? So they didn't want to go that route because ultimately America fears Russia. But eventually you're going to have to lock horns with this bear. You're going to lock horns with him. That's part of the prophecy. So no matter how much you're trying to detour and pander to Russia, at the end of the day, Russia don't fuck with America. They don't need you. You know? And it says here, in the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and should make her desolate and naked, and should eat her flesh and burn her with fire. It says, for the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom to the beast. And it says, and until the words of the Most High should be fulfilled. All right. And we coming into those times because the whole argument, which is nothing more than division among Esau, because Zelensky, hey, you know, you got what they call crypto Jews, man. You know, when they poses as other ethnicities, like I believe the president of Mexico is a small hat, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of them be small hats, but they may look like Arabs or that nation or this nation, but a lot of them are small hats, man. All right, Esau found out how to mold his way inside these governments and countries and assume the rulership of these countries, and this is why a lot of them are failing. This is why a lot of them get central banks set up in them, and you know the list goes on. But clearly, there's a division among Esau, and eventually, people are going to rise up against him, as we're seeing it happen. All right, this is the book of Habakkuk 2, and I'm going to start at verse 6, and it says, should not these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, and how long? And to him that laden himself with thick clay, which is the debt. Okay, people know that doing business and partnership with Babylon is nothing more but a debt transaction, because they understand that the dollar ain't worth shit. But it says, shall they not suddenly rise up that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, which is spoils. And it reads, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil of thee, and because of men's blood and for the violence of the land. And it says, into the city and all that dwell therein. But woe unto him that covet the evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Okay? Because like I said, man, you steal everything you stole, and the ones that don't want to play ball with you, you try to bully or coerce them into getting in bed with you. And then if they don't do so, you just take them over militarily, man, because you can do so. But it's going to come a time that people is going to come up against you, and it ain't nothing you can do to deter that attack. Like it tells us in Jeremiah, it tells us that I think it tells us what it roughly paraphrasing it. Fuck, let me try to find it real quick. I don't want to butcher it. It's better to find it than butcher it. Because it goes into whence. In many ways, it goes into basically you're going to get attacked from all ways, and you ain't going to know whence it came from, you know, whence it come, you know. But anyway, you get the point. Point is being made. I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakakwadash. Lord's will, you will edify. Until the next lesson. Shalom. Abba. Shalom.